Our son that's in college is a jam junkie. So today we have a super duper easy recipe on how to make fresh blueberry jam. You're going to need 6 cups of fresh blueberries, 1 7.5 ounce package of Sure-Jell fruit pectin, a half tablespoon of butter, 4 cups of granulated sugar, and mason jars, the kind that will seal. So today we're going to be making blueberry jam, and again, we're going to do a very simple recipe. If you purchase Sure-Jell, inside there is information on what you need to do to be able to make jam. For blueberry jam, it tells us that we need about 6 cups of fresh blueberries. And that's what I have here. And you want to make sure that when you're working with fresh berries, you want to rinse them really well. Go through and take out any berries that may be hard or mushy. With blueberries especially, you have to make sure that you get all those stems off. Now, if your berries are kind of firm, what you can do for this process is to actually take them, put them on a cutting board, and you can chop them. If you like very small pieces in your jam, take them out and chop them. My family likes big old chunky pieces of blueberry, so what I actually use is just a potato masher, and I'm just going to get in here and I'm just going to mash away until it gets to a consistency that's a little bit probably more firm than what I would want the pieces of fruit to be in my final product. So now we've mashed up our blueberries. Notice I've kind of left them chunky because that's what my family likes. And we're going to actually take these and we're going to bring them to a boil. So let's take them to the stove. Okay, so into our bowl, or into our pot, we're going to add our crushed blueberries. And we're going to go ahead and start the heat. Now these are going to be cooking for a while, so you need to make sure that you can stay with it. Made a little mess. And into the pot, along with the blueberries, you want to add 1 packet of Sure-Jell fruit pectin. It is pre-measured. It's all that you need, and it is the perfect amount for this recipe. And just give that a stir. And a kind of interesting ingredient that you're going to add at this point is you're going to add about a half a tablespoon of butter. And what this is going to do is, as the fruit starts to cook, it's going to eliminate foaming so that you have a very pretty, very sturdy jam. Now during this process, it's a little labor intensive. You want to make sure that you are stirring constantly. Now as this cooks, you'll notice that the blueberries start to release some juice. They start to break down a little bit and get a little bit darker. And we are starting to get bubbly, but we want to make sure that we are at a full rolling boil, even while you're stirring. As you continue to stir, you'll notice that the consistency is becoming a lot more syrupy, and we are getting a little closer to that rolling boil. Okay, so now, even while I'm stirring, I have a full rolling boil. So what I'm going to do at this point is I am going to add 4 cups of granulated sugar. And just kind of stir it in as you pour. You don't want to just pump it all in at one time. This, of course, is going to bring you down out of a boil. So what you want to do is continue to stir until the mixture is completely dissolved and it returns to a boil, and you're going to allow it to boil for 1 minute once it reaches that full rolling boil stage. Okay, so we are again bubbly, so we are going to allow this to continue to boil for 1 minute. You want to continue stirring so that the sugar and the fruit juice on the bottom don't burn. Alright, our time is up, so we're going to turn off the heat. Now this stuff is about the equivalent of lava. It's really, really, really hot, so you want to make sure that you're being very careful as you move your pot over to your canning station. Okay, so you want to ladle your blueberries into your prepared jars right away. Now, whenever you're using new jars, remember to put them through a sanitizing rinse. You want to leave about 1 inch at the top. And we're just going to continue to fill our jars. So you want to make sure that you go through after you fill your jars and just wipe off the edges, because these jars are going to seal. Now after you get the lids on your jars, these need to sit at room temperature for 24 hours. Just like when you're canning anything else, these jars are going to seal. The heat inside the jam is going to kind of help it suck that lid down. Now these can be stored on the shelf for a year. Sometimes they seem to last a little bit longer, but guaranteed freshness for a year. And once you open them, they're just not going to last very long. So there you have it. Very simple homemade blueberry jam. If you like today's recipe and you want to see more,